It was basically saying that eye pokes are kind of a human reaction and you kind of have to accept it in the game. Man, I didn't like to hear it, but I prefer to read you Jim Miller's take. If we spent the most time in the octagon, throwing punches at opponents at the highest level of the sport. Now, let me begin by saying I like Ciryl Gane and I always thought he had a good chance of winning. Gane is a top tier striker, and when the fight stays standing, he's smooth, calm, and accurate. He doesn't waste motion, and he can definitely make heavyweights look slow. So if it says on the feed, things could get tricky for Tom. And as a matter of fact, I also think he was probably up on the scorecards. But now, does that mean he'd win the fight? Does it mean John's better than Tom? I saw lots of fans saying, oh, was winning that first round, and I get it, but it was much closer of a fight than people are making it look like. Tom was still in that fight. He looked good, he was having fun, but okay, I have some ideas, let's break it down. Even if you think Ciryl Gane was edging that first round, it doesn't mean the fight was over. This is MMA, you can totally dominate someone for 10 minutes, hell, 20 minutes, and lose everything in the last second. Let me bring you back to Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz. Man, that's a perfect example. Conor was lighting Diaz up. Then out of nowhere, boom, he gets caught, and Diaz finishes him. That's the beauty and the chaos of this sport. That's why we love it, right? And you know what really gets me? The double standard. Because we've seen the same story before. Remember when Leon Edwards poked Belal Muhammad in the eye? Then his reaction was, well, Leon was winning that first round anyways. And what happened after that? Leon moved on, Belal was brushed aside. Fast forward 2 years, Leon is the champion. Belal finds his way to a title shot and serves him a neat dish of karma. And man, don't get me wrong, I loved when Leon Edwards took it from Kamaru Usman. That was legendary. I totally became a fan of Leon. But you see what I'm saying, right? So why is it when it happens to Tom Aspinall, people act like the round decides everything? This is heavyweight MMA. One punch changes everything. Gunn was looking fine, sure, but Tom was composed. You can rewrite a fight based on one round. That's not how fighting works. That's how narratives work. And here's the thing. Someone loves to pick who gets the UFC sympathy and who doesn't. Some fighters get excuses and others get forgotten. You can totally see how stories are built or buried overnight. Man, I just watched the video of Aljamain Sterling and it was kind of painful to digest. Let me read some opinions of other MMA fighters. Muhammad Makayev. To casual MMA fans, imagine training your whole life to fight. And fans are saying you're scared because you got poked in the eye and you are looking for a way to get out of the cage. No MMA fighter who's scared of another man would ever step into that cage. Simple. And now for a different opinion. MMA Joey. Tom Aspinall is exactly what happens when you elevate a guy off your hatred for another fighter. Fans wanted John Jones to lose so badly that they made Aspinall into something he was not. He's without a doubt one of the most overrated UFC fighters of all time. Hey, I have to disagree with MMA Joey, but hey, nothing but respect. I'm totally out of his league. His beef is with the MMA holes and the MMA guru and all these guys. And Tom was basically knocking out everyone leading up to that fight. Now, I don't know if you saw Mighty Mouse's take on it, and I'm such a huge fan of the guy. He was basically saying that eye pokes are kind of a human reaction, and you kind of have to accept it in the game. Man, I didn't like to hear it, but I prefer to read you Jim Miller's take. If we spent the most time in the octagon, throwing punches at opponents at the highest level of the sport, shouldn't there be some eye pokes coming from guys like myself or Frankie Edgar or Rafael dos Anjos or Clay Guida or all these other guys? Shouldn't that be the way it goes? The more time you spend doing this, the more eye pokes you get because they're incidental? They're just a part of the sport? It's not. It's not an accident. You can control it. All you fucking have to do is penalize the motherfuckers that's doing it. Ariel Helwani also spoke to him about his opinion, and I gotta tell you, man, to me, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, if you're not willing to try different gloves because it works, it reduces the incidence. Man, just penalize the guys. Harder if you need to. Warnings won't do it. But now, let's move to John Jones. But I gotta tell you first, to me, John Jones is undoubtedly the GOAT. And losing to Tom wouldn't take that away from him. Well, we know this trash talk is part of the sport, but I have to agree with Ariel, at least to some degree. And that narrative, oh, look what he did to Gane, and look how it went with Tom. I don't even need to give you examples, and you know it. MMA math is BS. And well, since I spoke about Belal, let me read you his opinion on this. It has nothing to do with gloves. Warn them both when they enter the cage. If there's an eye poke, you lose a point. Then guys will train for it. Black Beast said he does it to catch a breed because there's no consequences. Taking points right away will stop them or slow them down. Well, it's a bit of a lighter take, but I still agree. So yeah, back to the topic. You can say Gane was doing well. You can even say he won the first round. But that doesn't mean he was going to win the fight. At all. It doesn't mean he was going to lose either. But you know what I'm saying. Don't let one moment erase everything that a fighter like Tom Aspinall brings to the cage. MMA is unpredictable, and again, that's why we love it. But stop pretending one round tells the whole story. This is Zoman. Let me know what you think in the comments. Am I tripping? Never mind. Like the video, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and I'll see you guys on the next one.